Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the second preview of the season. It's the first away game on Saturday. It's Manchester United taking on Brighton at the MX Stadium. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this one today, please make sure you guys are leaving a like on the video. That would be very, very appreciated. If you guys are new to the channel, guys, if this is your first time watching and you're enjoying the content and you want to come along for the ride this season, make sure you guys are hitting that red button in the bottom right corner to subscribe. That would be very appreciated. And also, guys, as always, comment your thoughts down below. Can Manchester United make it 2 from 2 and start the season in perfect manner? And also, guys, make sure to comment your score predictions down below in the comment section, and I'll make sure to try and reply to you guys later on today. So thank you very much for that. But let's start off the video, guys, by talking about Manuel Ugarte regarding the transfer news, because Manchester United are very, very close to an agreement for the midfielder for in the region of 60 million. And I know you just heard that right, 60 million for Ugarte. And personally, guys, I don't like the deal. I love the player. I want Ugarte. But because it's been going on for such a long time now, like the saga with Manuel Ugarte has been going on for weeks, I would have thought by now Manchester United would have been able to negotiate a better deal for this rather than just paying the 60 million that PSG stood firm on, or even just walked away from the deal. Because for 60 million, I don't think that's right. I said it weeks ago. PSG should not be demanding 60 million for a player they bought for 60 million who hasn't performed. It doesn't make sense for me. You don't perform, your value drops. It's as simple as that. So the fact they want 60 million, it was literally beyond me. I don't know why, I don't know how they wanted that, but it was what it was. And at that point, I was like, if Manchester United can properly negotiate a good deal, maybe a loan with an obligation to buy, and then see how he does, or, you know, can work out a deal for 40 to 50 million, fine. But 60 million, no. I'm not on board with that. And as I mentioned, I love the player. He'd be a great addition to the squad. We need to bolster the midfield, but not for that price. That's like the old Manchester United. That's what we used to do. We used to just say to these teams, yeah, we'll pay it. And I really thought we changed. I really did think. And I know it's early days, and of course, it's only rumours. But there's been advanced talks today that a move for Ugarte is getting closer to an agreement around the region of 60 million euros. So, I mean, we've had our pants pulled down. We've been taken to the cleaners here, if that ends up being right. It'll be a good deal, and in Manchester United's eyes, they're probably thinking, the transfer window ends soon, we're not going to have time to negotiate a deal for a different midfielder or a different player. We've been going on now with this certain player in Ugarte, negotiations for like weeks and weeks and weeks. Maybe we just have to admit defeat and pay the 60 million. That's what I think Ineos, your Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth are all thinking about that deal right now. Because maybe they just like the player that much, but they can't really miss out on this one. That's probably what they're thinking. But for 60 million, I don't think it's right. But a deal for him is looking much closer now and should be done in the coming days. But let me know down below your thoughts on that as well, guys. 60 million, is it a good deal for Ugarte? Should we have left? Let me know down below, guys. But more about the game on Saturday, the first away game of the season. And as I mentioned earlier at the start of the video, I'm really looking forward to the game. Two attacking teams. We always find it tricky against Brighton as well. It's always a good game. There's always a lot of goals, but we're not always ending up on the winning team. And that's the frustrating thing against Brighton. We always find it difficult no matter what. They could be on some bad form. They could be on the best form of their life. It's just a tricky game for us. So going away to them, their first game of the season at home, under a new manager, the place is going to be bouncing. And Manchester United will need to try and quiet down that crowd as quickly as possible. But if we go back to the first game, guys, what I want to touch on really, and what I saw earlier, I'll read out for you guys now. Manchester United won possession in the attacking third more times, 10 times, than any team on the Premier League's opening weekend. And this is what I was on about in my reaction video when I was talking about Manchester United's press and how well we did it. And I think Mason Mount was so key for that. And I think that's what Erik ten Hag wants Mason Mount to do, because the amount of chances we created from Fulham losing the ball, us pressing them in tough positions, getting high up on them, you know, we created so many chances in the game, and that's what I was so impressed with, because that game should have been 3 or 4-0. let's be honest, Bruno had a couple of chances, should have scored. Mason Mount had one. Garnacho had one towards the end of the game. Well, we didn't see that as much last season. And maybe this is what Ten Hag is trying to do now. He's trying to employ Mount in that position. So we may see more of Mason Mount this season because he's so good at what he does in the pressing area. Because, you know, we had him pressing up, you had Diallo on one side, you had Rashford on the other side, you had Bruno playing that false nine, which I don't really like him playing the false nine, but it was really good because he does pick up some really good positions, and when you win the ball back high, he's an option there to use. So I was really happy with that. But yeah, it's a really, really good stat, and I'm really liking what I saw in the first game as well. But what I also wanted to mention, guys, is the team selection going into the game. Because Manchester United, of course, have De Ligt. Is he going to make his first full start for Manchester United this Saturday? You got Mazraoui, who will obviously start again, was really impressed with him. You got Zirkzee, is he going to start? But what the thing with Ten Hag is he has his favourites. We know that. And, you know, he plays players when they're not in form. Yeah? Like Rashford did last season. And what would that say if De Ligt comes in on Saturday and Maguire's in this great form? What would that say to him? That he saw Marcus Rashford play disastrously last season, game after game, and kept getting picked. So what's Maguire going to say to Ten Hag? Or what's he going to think in his head when he's on some of the best form we've seen him on for a long time? He's playing really well at the moment, and he gets dropped. What is that going to say? And this is when media gets involved. Certain players don't, get upset. So Ten Hag has to find a way to keep all these players happy. But then again, De Ligt could come in and our defence could fall apart. And then Maguire's rightfully going to say, okay, I've been on the best form of my life. Why did you drop me? Look what happened. So it's really, really tricky, guys, to really predict what the team lineup is going to be. But I will put my team on the screen now for you guys. So guys, what's going on? So that's my team going into the game against Brighton on Saturday. Let me know your thoughts down below. As you can see, I have changed a few players for the game on Saturday. I've got Zirkzee starting up top. I think he's ready now. Came off the bench, scored on his debut. Would love to see him play on Saturday. And also I've got Garnacho in from the start on the right with Rashford keeping his place. And obviously the midfield stays the same and the defence stays the same. I don't think Maguire should be dropped. It's a 50-50 toss of a coin whether he does. Because De Ligt overall is better. And we bought him to start games. But I just feel that you cannot drop players that are playing well. It makes such a difference as well. Because Maguire's been spot on. And there's no reason to ruin that. And hopefully Ten Hag sees that right now. And basically says to De Ligt, you know what, mate? Bide your time. Be patient. You'll be in. We'll gel you into the squad. You'll play a big part. We just have to see how long Maguire can keep this form up. Because, injuries occur, fitness, levels as well, still not very high at the moment. We really need to get up to speed. So he'll get his minutes anyway, towards the end of the game. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But yeah, that's my team. Let me know your thoughts down below. And let me know your squads as well. What players should start for you? Let me know down below. But right now, guys, I have a Brighton fan, Toby, who will be coming onto the channel to give a few insights in Brighton's start to the season, their key players, what he thinks about their chances this season, and also his thoughts going into the game. So enjoy this one, and I'll be back in a bit.
Hi Jack, hi everyone watching. My name's Toby. I'm a Brighton and Hove Albion fan, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on us before we play Man United on Saturday. So we started the season off with Everton away. Tough place to go to. People thought it was going to be a tough game with our new manager Fabian Hersler, but we dominated for the last 70 minutes of the game. I'd say first 20 they were dangerous. They had a goal ruled out. We looked a bit sluggish, especially in midfield, giving the ball away quite easily. But then once we settled into the game, it was all us, and we didn't look back. It was 3-0, but could have been 4 or 5, to be honest. We were dangerous. We pressed high. We created chances. Our two wingers definitely ones to look out for this Saturday against United. Mitoma and Minte. Hopefully Minte will be back from a concussion that he suffered last week, but we'll see. But if not, we've just got so much depth in the wide positions. Could be Adingra, could be Sarmiento, whoever. We're very strong out there. So So this Saturday, Man U at home, first home game of the season for us in front of a packed Amex. I think we'll be looking to make it 2 wins from 2. New players arriving this week. We've just signed Jorginho Rutter from Leeds for a record signing. Potentially looking to add to that as well with a right back and centre mid from Fenerbahce and Kadioglu, and centre mid Matt O'Reilly from Celtic. We'll see if they're signed in time to play, but if not, I think we've still got enough to beat you boys, especially at home. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Brighton win, and I'm going to go with Minte and João Pedro to score, and then Rashford for United to score because he's in my fantasy team. Up the Albion. Cheers, guys.
So guys, what's going on? Thank you very much, Toby, for coming onto the channel. I really do appreciate your time, and hopefully you guys got a bit of an insight on Brighton overall as a team and what to expect from them this season, and also their key players as well. It just saves me doing the research, and I would rather a proper fan who watches their games week in, week out come onto the channel so you can get a proper insight on what to expect from them, their key players, etc. So I really do appreciate your time, Toby. Thank you for coming on to the channel. But my final thoughts going into the game. As I mentioned earlier, it's a really tough game against Brighton. It always is. But we have to improve from the first game. You can tell from the first game we were not up to speed. So hopefully fitness levels will be a lot better. There's been more time to train. You know, it's getting used to playing again really after being out for such a long time. So I'm sure we definitely will improve. We'll look a lot fitter. We'll be a lot better. And hopefully we can see a lot more patterns of play. And hopefully just a lot of goals in this one, because it does promise to show some. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. My final score predictions, I'm going to say Manchester United to snatch this one 2-1. I'm going to say Zirkzee to score and Rashford. And for Brighton, I'm going to say Matoma. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe and comment down below. That would be very appreciated. Once again, thank you, Toby, for coming onto the channel. Anyway, guys, that's me done. There will be a late reaction because I am in Tenerife over the weekend. Hopefully, I'll find somewhere to watch the game. But yeah, it should be a really good game anyway. If I don't catch it, I'll be able to catch the highlights and major highlights when I'm back, or full highlights of the game. And I'll make sure to do a match reaction video as best as I can on the game. So yeah, smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.